Hello there, Vic Benedict here. We're playing Spec Ops The Line on the PC on FUBAR difficulty, and this is my guide and walkthrough. We're currently on Chapter 4 of 15. It is entitled The Refugees. So, the first encounter that you deal with down here, after you watch a cutscene of a soldier being interrogated, it's the soldier from Chapter 1 that wasn't executed. If you look at the end of the video of Chapter 1, you saw one soldier being executed and then another one being spared. So this is the one that was spared over here, and now he's being interrogated. And this is your first quote-unquote moral choice over here. But it's a choice that I would personally recommend just shoot him, because he's going to lead you into an ambush. What is the ambush exactly? The ambush is three enemies, and it's not a hard fight, but it's a fight where, it's a fight, so you're going to waste ammunition, and the fight that's coming up afterwards is quite difficult. And, I never advocate always taking the easy route, because it's just, it doesn't particularly enhance your character if you're always taking the easy way out. It just doesn't look good, I guess is the way to say it. And that's why I always like to play games on the hardest difficulty. And I find enjoyment in it too. So it's not just that, but I would kill him. So the thing is, if you can just remember, just kill that dude. He's going to lead you into a three-man ambush. Now this fight's difficult over here, because once you vault over the wall, there's no vaulting back. And if you could vault back, this fight I think it would be easier. I can't prove it, because I've never, you can't vault back. So I think if you did vault back, you would find yourself having a hard time shooting the enemies that are so extremely over here to the right. But the hard thing about this fight is the multitude of enemies throwing grenades. Sometimes the game is going to have mercy on you, and it's going to enable you to have the command come up where your teammates throw stun grenades to flash and blind enemies for a moment. And I think that's what happened over here. But the main problem over here, this is not a fight where it's hard because you have to pick up your teammates. I don't think I've ever had both teammates fall on this encounter. The most aggravating fights in this game are the ones where your teammates, no matter what, no matter if you're assigning them targets to kill or not, they just always fall. They both always fall, and it's just a hassle, because it's like you've got to kill everybody before they bleed out, and picking them up is just you have no iframes when you do it, and the animation is slow, and it's almost always a death sentence to have to revive a teammate in a fight. If they're not by cover, and they don't even move, they just sit there like fucking assholes. It pisses me I can't tell you how much it pisses me off. It's so aggravating especially when it's not your fault. You're just going along, you're not telling them to do anything that's going to put them in danger, and they fall down. But anyway, what I also wanted to talk about was the price and the performance of this game. This game on Steam has a staggering price of $29.99, and while that isn't altogether a lot of money when you think about it, this game is 6 years old. I mean, it might be more than 6 years old. I can't remember when it came out exactly, but it's at least 5 years old and probably 6 years old. So why the price is still $29.99 when most games, after 5 or 6 years, at the very most, this game should have been $10. It should have been $5, but at the most, it should have been $10. I can't understand it, honestly, why some games just don't deteriorate in price the way they naturally do. Because I'm sure on the consoles it's probably $39.99 on the Xbox 360. It's crazy, and it's probably the same price. I'm not saying it's going to be more expensive, but you're definitely not going to get a 60 FPS frame rate on those consoles, because that's what I thought when I was originally playing this game, because this is a guide redux. When I was covering it before, I was playing it on the PS3, and me being the big fool of all fools, I thought it was I thought the game was running at 60 because I just thought it was. I had no I was just an idiot. I was a complete idiot. But I've just looked at Digital Foundry videos before I was doing my guide, and even Digital Foundry way back in 2012 they were analyzing the performance of this game, and it's 30 frames per second on the consoles. I don't think they had an analysis for the PC version, but the PC version is 60, no more, but 60 is very good. But yeah, the price is just absolutely ridiculous. But I have to say that the performance of the game is wonderful, and the look sensitivity is like, I can't give it too many thumbs up. It's just incredible. Look sensitivity, all of the sensitivities. Now this fight is broken up into 3 checkpointed areas, and it's quite difficult. One of the nice things though is that whenever enemies are like individualized and you can take advantage of them just one-on-one, I think this is where I track down a soldier and melee him with the B button and then execute. You'll look at the drops over here that you get for executing an enemy right over here. Look at all these drops right over there. All of those, I got all of that ammunition. Why did I get that? That was because when you execute enemies in this game, you get a bonus in ammunition pickups. So it's actually, there's incentive for taking risk and executing enemies. Now by this time, we shouldn't be seeing any more enemies coming up the stairs. And we've got a problem over here because some motherfucker is shooting off a grenade launcher, and I'm having a bit of a hard time trying to locate him. But the nice thing is we can actually pick up his grenade launcher, and it doesn't matter how many rounds he's fired, because once we pick it up, it's going to give us, oh shit, like, who hit me? It was probably the grenade splash. You see, the good thing about the grenades in this game is that even though they're a complete burden to you when enemies throw them, the splash of when you throw them is superb. Like, the enemies get dealt as much damage from the grenade splash as they're given. So I do appreciate that, and I think it's more than fair. The splash of your grenades, definitely great, because the splash that you have to deal with is ridiculous. So it's nice that you can give as good as you get. And I always find that good, but I would just prefer to have a little bit minimal splash on both ends, like it is in Uncharted, because those games, I guess it's hard to say that it's unfair in this game, since, like I said, oh shit. You see, situations like this are just a nightmare. But fortunately, we can clear up we can do some cluster killing with the grenade launcher. So hopefully you've got the Scar-H still. I've noticed that this assault rifle is a little bit weaker than the other ones, and it's probably as a balancing conceit, since it does have an attribute that is incredibly advantageous for you, in as much as grenade launchers, I would say, is an advantage. So now look at this. Look how long this takes. It's a death sentence. It can be a death sentence. So I revived one guy, and now that's good enough, because then I can issue a heal command, and we should be getting a checkpoint pretty soon. I don't believe, no, we haven't got one yet. You get a checkpoint when you drop down into the next area. So even though this part's very difficult and there's a lot of enemies to clear up, it's broken very nicely up into 3 distinct parts. This is the first of the 3 parts over here. So we're almost there as far as getting a checkpoint. Oh, the UMP-45, I hate its gun reticle, so I never use it. If there's nothing else, then I'll use it, but I hate it. Always take advantage of these stun flashes, guys, because it gives you a big advantage, especially when you can just have your teammates use them and not have to waste them from your own inventory. It's cool. Oh, that was probably an accident. Yeah, that was an accident. I just hate the UMP-45. Oh, execute. I probably didn't see that, but execute this. Let's see what we can get from stomping on that bastard's face. AK-47, I do like it. Isn't it funny how if you don't like a gun's reticle, you don't pick it up? But the feeling of the shotgun too, it's not got a good feeling either. It just doesn't feel like it has any impetus. It doesn't feel like you're in control, like you're in charge with the shotgun. Like when you use the shotgun in some games, it feels like you're the controller of the entire world, and everybody when you use it gets just crushed, and it's such a good feeling. The Last of Us, it's like the gun sounds are it's got so great, so visceral. It just feels so satisfying. But the shotgun in this game, it might be effective, but it doesn't feel satisfying. So I'll pick it up when I have to pick it up, but if I don't have to, I'm never gonna pick it up because I just don't care for it. Not at all. I don't like it at all. So now we've got the next checkpoint, and this is an easy checkpoint because you can cluster kill the first group of enemies, and then just hustle your way on over here, and see what's going down. So definitely remember to pick up that grenade launcher because it's going to come in handy. And you would think that you would have a good advantage here with enemies always being below you on certain sections, but I'm telling you, the clipping over the railing here is quite bad, and often you'll see that. Oh, don't you like that little effect too? When you get a headshot, the game does a little slowdown. I think that's really cool. I guess I can't say that this game isn't mediocre because it is kind of a mediocre third-person shooter, but I do think it's a unique game in as much as it's a story that, like, it's a sort of a narrative and a sort of a gameplay that it is kind of unique actually. I mean, it's not to say that this game is a dime a dozen game is to say a factual error actually, because there really aren't enough third-person games to be able to even say that this is a dime a dozen, because I would say that dime a dozen games or any game that is a first-person game, because to me, and I know this is going to be an irony of speech, but a first-person game for me is not a game. And I know that's a bold statement, and I know you might disagree with that, but I feel that very strongly. And to me, those are the dime a dozen items and experiences, because there are so few third-person games that every time I find a game like this, I grab onto it, and I grab it and I hug it and I cling to it, and I can't help but love it sometimes. And I do love this game despite its couple of marked flaws that I have a pointed antagonism against and a hatred towards, namely the teammates falling in cover and the grenades and such like that. Also, the best thing for you to do over here would be to immediately go to the left, because you do secure a checkpoint. So I could have got a checkpoint earlier than I did right over there. So it ended up being all fine and good because of us, securing the checkpoint. But now at least we have something good to fall back on over here. And there is an exploding cargo bin next to the turret over here. But I did find that I didn't secure many kills shooting it, but why not shoot it and try to get at least one kill with it? Now, this last section over here, I don't think it should give you too many problems. If you've been conservative about your grenade launcher use, good deal for you, because then you can own the situation up here. I don't think that I meant to heal him there, because I definitely didn't mean to heal twice, because like I said, it is a death sentence. It's an absolute death sentence. So at least we're almost getting through with this chapter. aren't we? Aren't we all almost done? Let's pick up a last frag, and then let's clear the fuck on out of here, because the music in this level I love. I don't know what it is. I'll find out what it is, but I can't get enough of this music. I love it. Oh, we've got one final section over here. One final section. So you need to vault over here and be careful because you don't get a checkpoint. Take cover behind this over here, and do whatever you have to. You want to throw a grenade at these guys or use your grenade launcher. You're not penalized for killing the civilians in this game either. So, and also you get a nice checkpoint over here too. So what you can do is you can shoot one of these targets, and then melee the next one if you want to try to get some better ammunition for yourself in with a execution kill and we didn't get very much there, and the reason for that is probably because we had too much by the game standards. Now when you hop on the turret, just do all your crouching and everything like that. I'm gonna be firing at this window prematurely because I thought that I knew I had to shoot out the window, but I didn't know that I had to wait until I got the indicator over the window to shoot it. But I think that I did break it enough so that I didn't have to do it too much when I got the indicator light. So I do apologize if I showed that incorrectly, because you don't have to shatter the window as early as I did, but at least you can get a jump on the situation. So anyway, that has been the 4th chapter of 15 Guys to Refugees. I will see you in the 5th chapter. It's going to be approximately about the same length as this chapter, and I can't remember exactly how hard it is, but however hard it is, I'll get you guys through it. But until I see you guys on the 5th chapter, please do continue to take care, and I will see you in the next video.